Welcome back to In the Know. We are talking about detoxifying and de-stressing with Shannon Kadlovski. She is our returning registered holistic nutritionist, and she always brings so much fun stuff.
Yeah.
You're so educational.
Oh, well, thank you.
And I have to commend you, and I've done so before. You've changed the way I eat a lot of my foods. We were talking during the break. I have Manuka honey every morning with my Greek yogurt and blueberries.
Good girl. See? All it takes is
and
a
I've
little
had
bit of-
almond butter,
Yeah.
and you know, I've changed a few things. I've
Good.
cut out a lot of my sugars.
Good.
So
And how are you feeling?
good, not bad.
Good.
I still have to have one coffee in the morning.
It's a start. Like I always say, it's a start. Start somewhere. If you start incorporating Manuka honey into your diet and some seed and nut butters, I'm happy as long as it's
And
a
what did I have
start.
before the show today?
A trail mix.
A little container
Yep.
of trail mix.
Yeah. Very good.
It's in my life, Shannon. Okay, enough about me. So, top 10 spring detoxifiers.
Yeah, exactly. So come the springtime, we want to get out, we want to detoxify our systems, get rid of all the excess weight and the excess toxins that we've, encountered over the winter months, and we want to cleanse our systems and feel fresh for the spring.
Okay.
So one way to do that is to incorporate more alkalinizing foods into our diet. We talked a little bit last time about the greens that I brought in, but incorporating alkalinizing foods into our diet and getting rid of the more acidic foods is really going to help our systems, detoxify and promote, proper digestion, promote healing, and promote all these great things. So trying to stay away from a lot of the dairy, which is very mucus forming, a lot of the red meats. I'm not saying don't have them, I'm saying have them in moderation. Try to have more fresh fruits and vegetables. Things like lemons, honey, things like tamari. Have you heard of tamari? So it's a wheat-free sort of soy sauce. So instead of having the soy sauce with all the extra fillers, having a more natural, sauce would be beneficial. Having apple cider vinegar instead of white vinegar, that gives it a more alkalinizing effect to your system.
I had that in my salad today. In my kale salad.
There you go. There you go. Having things like kale salads and things like that. It's trying to stay away from ketchups and added sugars and all these kinds of barbecue sauces and all these kinds of things as much as possible is really going to help to alkalinize our system. In order to prevent viruses and bacteria and all these things from invading our system, our body actually needs to be more alkaline than acidic. The more acidic we are, the more stuff starts to happen. Also, the more stressed out we are, the more acidic our body becomes. So we talked about stress before. Not only does stress affect the way we sleep and our mood and our energy, but it affects the acidity inside of our systems. So we need to combat the stress, but at the same time, we need to make sure that we're looking after that acidity that it is causing.
Okay.
The next thing on my list, and it's a really great detoxifier, is parsley and ginger tea. And it's not a store-bought parsley and ginger tea, it's a homemade parsley and ginger tea using parsley and ginger. So what you would need to do is buy fresh parsley. And the reason that we're using parsley is because it's a very good cleanser for our liver and our kidneys. And those are our detoxification organs. We want to make sure that we're detoxifying our system. And it's also a good source, again, of B12 and iron. So we talked about before those energy boosters. Not only does it help detoxify, but it helps to increase our energy and our stamina. So what you would want to do is you would want to buy fresh parsley, rinse it off, and boil it in a pot of water for about 3 or 4 minutes. You'll notice the water start to turn a bit green. You'd want to separate or strain out the liquid from the parsley. You can keep the parsley, you can eat it, you can add it to something else afterwards, but you would want to keep the liquid and then add a little bit of fresh ginger to this one.
You just grate the ginger right in it?
Yeah, you just grate the ginger right in, or you can put a piece right in, let it sit for a few minutes and take it out. If you don't like it too strong, whatever sort of suits you. I've added a little bit of lemon, fresh lemon to this one, and a drop of Manuka honey.
Okay.
Okay? So that is, instead of having your coffee in the morning, for example, that would be a good way to start your day to sort of cleanse your system.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could replace my coffee with this just yet.
If you can't replace the coffee, at least try having maybe even a quarter cup of this tea every day.
And do you have to have it in the morning, or can you have it any time?
No, you can pretty much have it any time. It's just sort of, if you don't have too much in your system at the start of the day, that's when I like to incorporate some of the detoxifying things into our system, because our bodies are more easily able to use them in the morning. The next thing on my list is fiber.
Okay.
And you want to make sure that you're getting between 35 and 50 grams of fiber every day. So you want to get good sources of fiber. Ground flax seeds would be one. Something like chickpeas are a really good source of fiber. We talked again last time I was on about steel cut oats are a great source of fiber for us. legumes, nuts and seeds, you know, those are really good sources of fiber for us. They help to cleanse our system, you know, cleanse our digestive system, regulate our digestive system to allow things to flow properly in our systems.
All right, on that note, we'll take a short break and we'll be right back with more In the Know, more Shannon Kadlovski, more fiber, more de-stressing and detoxifying here on In the Know. Welcome back to In the Know. Shannon Kadlovski is here and we are talking about de-stressing and detoxifying, and she just gave us a whole whack of spring detoxifiers, tips for detoxifying, and I'm sure I'll take some of these tricks home. We've got one more.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to talk about, okay, well, we can talk about that one. That's a homemade household cleaner.
Okay.
And we want to, as much as possible, try to stay away from those toxic household cleaners that we use all the time, the blue ones and all those other ones. They're filled with chemicals and toxins, and they're not, you know, you think you're cleaning your table with it and then it's gone. It's not. It's getting into the air, it's getting into our lungs, it's getting into our systems, and it's causing a lot of problems. Skin irritation, you know, lung irritation, you know, some of them are highly carcinogenic, which means they're cancer causing. Some of them contain things like talc, which is what's used in baby powder as well, which when it gets into our lungs causes a lot of problems. You know, parabens, which are, you know, hormone or endocrine disruptors. They mimic estrogens, so they lead to things like breast cancer and so on. So if you can use a natural brand, if you can go to, you know, go to your grocery store, your health food store, if you can find a natural brand, that's a great way to start. But I just use, especially on my kitchen counters, I use a homemade one. And I use vinegar. Vinegar, I was going to say. Some water, some fresh squeezed lemon. You can put some baking soda in there as well, or borax, and a drop of essential oil. And that one, if you want to smell it, you could literally eat that if you wanted to. That's how safe it is. I put some lavender essential oil in there. So it doesn't smell, right? It doesn't smell toxic. Pretty, yeah. It smells pretty, and at the same time, not only are you getting a healthy natural cleaner, but you're getting some lavender oil in there as well. And it's okay if it touches your skin. Absolutely.
Or I actually switched to natural products last year because we got a puppy.
Okay.
And, you know, just like a baby, I wouldn't go lick the floor, but a puppy will.
Exactly.
A baby will.
Exactly. So if you have kids around, especially if you have kids and you have animals, why not use, you know, it's going to do the same job. It's going to get your, you know, your grease off your counter or your crumbs off your counter, and it's safe enough to eat, which means that it's safe enough to be using in our homes.
Excellent.
So that's another thing that we want to sort of work into our daily routine.
Okay.
Something that's so simple, and I think I talked about it last time too, but it's worth, you know, reminding people of, is exercise. Exercise, you know, it allows us to sweat, it increases our heart rate, it allows us to feel good, eliminates toxins from our system, and it's really so important as part of a detoxification process is to get that exercise in. Okay, right. The next thing is juicing. So,
juicing?
Yeah,
like
juicing.
Making juice? The art of making juice?
The art of making your own juice. So I'm not saying go to the store and buy juice and drink that. I'm saying juice your own fruits and vegetables. Okay. This allows to sort of reduce cravings as well, but in addition to that, it helps to detoxify and cleanse out our organs.
How does it reduce cravings?
Because it's not, you're not having all the sugars, for example, like you would in a store-bought orange juice, let's say. It's rarely just orange juice. There's usually some sugars and additives. In the homemade ones, there's not. So you're getting your vitamins, minerals, enzymes, all these things that we need for proper digestion and detoxification, you know, and a lot of the vegetables that we use as well. So if you're going to juice, for example, some kale or Swiss chard or beets, beets are a great liver detoxifier. So, you know, it's a great way to sort of cleanse your system, get the vitamins and minerals that you need, and, you know, it's highly absorbable as well. So if you don't want to sit down and have an entire bowl of kale, let's say, or an entire salad or whatever, it's a great, highly absorbable way to get your greens and your veggies and your fruits in, and you just drink it down.
Okay.
Okay. So that is juicing. And at the same time, I'll just mention it, water. Having enough water, making sure to get your 8 to 10 glasses of water a day.
Get everything out of you.
Flushes out your system, exactly. Especially if you're having those green juices, having some water at the same time as well. The last thing on my list, well, there's two things. One is what I call me time. And me time is actually really important for us. We overlook it sometimes and we're like, yeah, you know, I'm so busy, I don't have time. You need to make time for yourself. You need to make time to read a book. You need to make time to give yourself a pedicure. Whatever it is that you're doing, you need to make me time, because when you're stressed out and you're taking on other people's stresses from work, from family, from whatever it is, you will eventually become overloaded and break down. And you really just need to take that time, even if it's 20 minutes a day, to sort of just unwind and just focus on yourself. It's really important as part of a detoxification and rejuvenation period. The last thing on my list, and it kind of sounds a little bit funny if you've never tried it before, but it's dry skin brushing.
Right, okay, I've heard of this before.
Okay, so what that is it helps to sort of, our skin is the biggest eliminative organ that we have, right? We eliminate so much from our skin. And so doing dry skin brushing using a natural fiber brush really helps to remove dead skin, it helps to give your body an internal massage, it helps to detoxify, and does all these great things for our system. So what you would want to do is you would want to buy, like I said, a natural fiber brush or a loofah or a sponge or even a rough towel, and you would want to start, so you would always want to go up towards your heart. Exactly. Going away from the heart sometimes can rupture vessels and veins and things like that, and it puts strain on our heart muscle. So you'd want to always brush towards the heart, either starting from your feet up or from your arms up this way. And you would want to just sort of go in a circular motion and brush the skin, dry skin, and give yourself that sort of internal massage and detoxification. And you would want to do it before a shower, because then you can shower, you can cleanse it all off, and then you can use maybe one of those essential oil that we talked about before to sort of rejuvenate afterwards. And then you can have a cup of parsley, ginger, lemon tea. Exactly. And have a little trail mix snap and clean your kitchen. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So those are just some really, they're simple things that we can incorporate into our day. Nothing here seems, exercise, get adequate sleep, have some greens in your day, incorporate some juicing. Get adequate fiber. Use natural products as much as possible. Even things like body lotions, scented body lotions. Look at the ingredients. When you go home, look at the ingredients in those products. They're all just different chemicals, different dyes, different things that you can barely pronounce. You're putting that into your system. When you're rubbing it on your skin, it doesn't stay in your skin. It absorbs into your body, and it goes into those major organs, and it disrupts. It disrupts your normal bodily function. So you want to stay as pure as possible, sort of cleanse, detoxify, stress, and de-stress. Okay, would a good practice, we've got about a minute left, would a good practice be to literally open up your cabinets and detoxify your cabinets? 100%. Springtime is the best time to detoxify your kitchen cupboards. That's also part of the services that I offer. Okay. So I come into your home, I strip out your cupboards, and I say, this is what's good, this is what's not so good. Let's talk about it. Let's see what we can incorporate into your cupboards that are better for you. Sometimes you just let things pile up in your cupboard. You don't even realize that they're there. And then you have all this stuff in your cupboard that you just don't need. So cleansing your home, cleaning out your cupboards, and stocking them with more wholesome, fresh, natural items is very beneficial for us. Excellent. Thank you so much, Shannon. You are always a wealth of information. For more information on Shannon Kadlovski, you can visit her webpage. I'm Julia Suba. We'll see you here next week on In the Know.